As I pull out, guys, I'm going to show you where your $100 have gone all these years. And that is the beautiful red brick building. Today it's a museum, but it was actually our custom building. We call it Old 91 because it was built back in 1891. And as you can see, the government insisted on giving us a snow room. Guys, I tell you what, that group has done such a great job here. Since this is the frost-free of the whole nation, we have never seen a snowflake here. But those roofs, they even have what's that thing called?
Hurricane?
No, they should have built something for hurricanes, not for snow. But no, right over here, it's the Fisher Museum, Mediterranean Museum, and there you will find treasure found back in 1985. But Fisher actually spent 16 years of his life as a crew member. That today is the date, Tuesday, January 20, 1985. That's when Fisher actually did find the treasure. The Spanish ticket that used to be in the Spanish building, the Señora Bartocha, or the Santa Margarita. That had the value worth of $400 million. Wow. Yes, he actually found. I would have spent another 16 years looking for it. Alrighty, folks, this is stop 1A. This stop is actually a great stop for our little White House.
This is the Truman House.
And here. Guys, let me show you something about right here. Not only open when the president visits.
The president. Remember it said the little White House? Yeah, the little White House.
Let me tell you something. The last thing I'm going to tell you about this little thing here, Truman's little White House machine. Presidential Museum in the state of Florida. And we have it here. Right here on your right hand side, if you look at this building, who remembers Pan American Airlines? Well, this is actually the birthplace of Pan America.
Wow.
And they did the first.
Great American Airlines.
Yes, sir. They did their first international seaplane from New York to Havana, October 28th of 1927. They actually gave Key West airport that we call international. And I'll tell you more about our international airport in this video. As you can see right there, that's a pirate's well. So that is the only recorded water, fresh water in the Keys back in 1700s. I don't know how they did it, but the island was pretty tiny. Now, Key West was a 4x4 today, 4x2, but we have extended just a little bit more because we have more population. Right over here, that was Robert Gage Porter Skulls. He eradicated the yellow fever. He spent most of his life actually looking for that cure. Now, he was born in that house in 1847 and died in this very same room only 80 years later. Right over here, I am going to show you another golden thread. And this mansion does look like a wedding cake. It's beautiful, but that was really hard. And he was 16 years old. He was looking for how to become prosperity. So he did a lot of our shipwrecking. He did a lot of cigars manufacturing. He did a lot of shipbuilding. And he became the first Florida millionaire. Again, I did mention that he was one of the richest by cap in the nation. This building right here was built to be a federal courthouse. Today is our Social Security Administration. made out of fossil limestone. They were actually living here in the Keys. Today you cannot. So that's the only building that actually has those walls. To take a close look at it, you'll actually see the little things penetrated in it. The voice. I was just there the other day. I made sure I took a look at that. Now we are traveling down Caroline Street. Caroline Street is one of the streets that has the most history in the whole island. And that's because back in the days of DCQ our crime rate is very low. Back in the days, Caroline Street was a disaster. The reason for that was bar right here. We'll talk about that bar in just a minute. Because that our little Truman White
There's a
House.
lot of history down there.
I would like to tell you that Mr.
Can't really
Truman
hear
spent
about it. Next year, don't
175
get
days
too
here.
far from the car.
11 vacations from when he was in his presidency. So when he would come to the Keys, he wanted to meet at every local. So that's where he started with his closing because here Memphis Cafe was actually not lunch. Now this is a 1909 and it was Key West first eatery.
Relax, chill out.
And where he finished Truman used to go to have his great lunch. Coming up folks, those of you that are on the buses, this will be your stop because we are now entering our seaport. Whether people stay in my trolley accidentally at the back of that.
Hey, JJ, look at the big seahorse.
Our seaport. Yes, if you're on the bus and you're hopping off the trolley, please remain seated till my trolley comes to a complete stop. Aviation, ensure handrails, and once again, thank you for visiting Key West. Hope to see you guys soon again. Remember, if you guys are staying in the Keys and you guys don't have nothing better to do tonight, even though it is a Saturday night, there's plenty always to do here in the Keys. You guys could also take a GNG tour, which will talk to you guys about the North Side of the West.
That's where I want to go.
Alright, stop two.
So, hey, who is...
Yeah, we're before of the Muslim shrimpers. This was our first bite of water. And it was actually full of shrimpers back in the day. Where the shrimpers didn't even have to touch the water to get to land.
Strippers.
Were you born on
They
this
would jump from boat to boat and make it all the way to land. And we're going to be talking about ancients very soon. But first I would like
I want to
to
see
take
that.
a look at this wall.
You can pass on.
This wall was actually painted by Robert Mule.
Sit back. There's like
And he was a Michigan artist. He actually
There is no
painted
seatbelt
over
in
hundreds
here.
of these walls all over the world. This is actually Walt
Hey,
Disney.
that's some.
All his paintings were Mediterranean, underwater. And as you see that shark, that's what they actually feed.
Relax. Don't lean out the window.
I don't know why he did a whale. We don't have a whale here, but hey. And as you can see straight ahead, that's Key West. That is the last shrimp boat on the island. And they are over there floating on the island. Right here, if you post like oysters like I do, they use
Are you not?
which is food. And just to give you a little heads up, that is the earliest happy hours you'll find in Dallas. Their happy hour starts actually at 7:30 in the morning.
What's up?
Derek,
You
let's
can't get done unless it's
go!
start early. Okay, so like I was mentioning to you guys about Caroline being so rowdy because
Derek, you saw that
well, this bar was actually opened in 1868, the Red Door Saloon, and I said that this was
I love you,
the first
Red Door.
part of water. And we had a lot of shrimpers, sailors, and fishermen here, so they would spend months
Old ladies out.
out in the ocean. So when they were 12 pounds, they were already busy vendors up. Their women, their wives, their women, their wives, and their whiskey. Okay. So when you would actually get to that bar, the bar would actually, if you had any weapon, it wasn't not to let you, not to allow you if you had one. The reason for that was to make sure you had, because you didn't have one, they would actually issue you one, just to take the fight fair. That's why that bar was actually named up in the blood. Now, what is Key West tour without a Jimmy Buffett? Folks, I'm going to show you where Jimmy Buffett lived when he was here in Key West. One of of his places that he lived here.
Guys,
And then
Jimmy
this
Buffett
building on the second floor, that was Jimmy Buffett's house. Right out there.
Up there.
Right out
So
there.
cool.
That's that was Jimmy Buffett's one of his many places that he lived here. Straight ahead is the seafood company, and back in the day, it was the largest ice house in the world.
You're Spain.
That's where our strippers and fishermen used to bring their catch, just to pack it up, ice it up, and send it to wherever destination they were going to ship everything out. And they also fill their like right over here, if you guys take a look at that building with all those stickers, that's Jimmy's Jimmy's Buffett recording studio. He actually filmed there Shrimp Boat Town, but he wasn't the only one that actually recorded that studio because we had Alan Jackson record there as well. So as our content guide, and I did mention William Burke to you guys, let me tell you, this building coming up is actually one of the only buildings that stayed standing back in 1886 with the Great Fire. And the reason for that, as you guys can look at all of our roofs here in the Keys, they are made out of metal. Because that building, 2/3 of our that year, and this building was one of the remaining buildings that did not burn. The reason for that is because of their metal roofs, and this building is actually made of bricks. And this was William Curry's cigar factory. And today it's Hemingway's rum distillery. Guys, I got a good secret for you guys. They do have free tour. As part of that is that you do get to try their Pilar rum. So if you're out there drinking their rum, enjoying their rum, listen, just come outside, change your shirt, go back in. By the time at the end of the day, you guys are already drunk enough, you won't need to pay. And that's the way to roll here in the Keys. Three folks. Anybody going on three? Alright. Come on here. I want you guys to take a look at that beautiful brick building. That is our old Navy. Now that building was framed in wood and it did burn down. They just got smart and rebuilt it. But just in case this time they built it with the bricks and the metal roof. And that clock up there every hour on the hour. It's beautiful.
Oh, looks like the ghost.
So coming up, you guys are gonna check out this on your left hand side as well. That is the landmark for King
Oh, yeah,
Hemingway.
that's where we just were.
Hemingway was there that day, and folks, he had said that he invested so much money up in this thing that went to take the souvenir. But folks, he just went back to the men's restroom, took off the egg couch of the urinal, took it to the toilet. Today is their cat's water fountain. No, just let me allow me to tell you something, folks. This is Happy Days. This is the Wall Street Boardwalk. This is where we actually do our festies. Like, you guys go back to 16th of October, Tennessee Fest. Now, all these mansions and all these bars used to actually be mansions occupied by people from all over the world. As you can see, we do take our bars to coming up, it's one of our golden threads, and that is William Curry's son's
I should have
mansion,
just tried to
which
hit
used
it.
to be back in the days with hard
I
rock.
tried to
Today
hit
it's
it.
gonna be
This is the haunted one.
yet
Where's the
smoking tuna.
That's haunted.
This is Robert
Look at traffic.
Curry's
Haunted.
mansion. Right next door to it, it's Eleanor's house, Helene Eleanor, and that was also Curry's daughter, youngest daughter. Today is our women's club. Right over here, this is a great museum. It is the oldest house in Key West and was occupied by Francis Rawlinson. His wife and 9 daughters. Now, folks, it's not about to say you have 9 daughters, all girls. The worst part of it all is that you have 10 women, 2 bedrooms, and 1 bathroom. That is scary. But those girls didn't have to go very far to go to school because if you can see this yellow building was their school. And if you look straight up, you can see the original school bell. Not only that, those girls had
I'm gonna hit that trash
full on
can.
sick. Guess what? There's a by and say, hey, we can make it. Their school is right next to their house. Now, nobody wants to like that. How many of us did not skip school? Come on, be honest. Everybody. We all did.
Guys.
This is top 4, La Cancha. Now, if you guys are gonna hop on here, this is just for a minute to walk and why not? We're doing